Hello, good day. My name is Juan Santos and I'm an outreach specialist for the Veteran Business Outreach Center. I am a veteran. I served in the military, in the Army to be precise, for a little bit over 9 years. While my time on active duty, I served as a military police, also as an attack helicopter repairer. I did 4 tours to the Middle East. And then I transitioned into the civilian world and pursued my education. My background is in business. Currently, I am pursuing a master's in business administration. Today, I'm going to talk to you about course certification module number 7, which consists of small business marketing. With that, let's get started. Some of the objectives is to describe the functional aspects of marketing. Also, explain different techniques small business owners can use. Besides that, inform on 7 keys to small business marketing. With that being said, what is marketing? It is the understanding of the marketing process, the definition, basic elements, strategic and tactical changes in planning and implementation. For example, the branding, the advertising, the internet, the strategy, and the research. Traditional market venues, well, we got publication in journals, product brochures and press releases, seminars, presentation, trade shows and networking events, TV, radio, and print advertising, brand name and product promotion, free samples such as gifts and discount coupons. Besides that, we have the website marketing and advertising, direct marketing through the regular mail, traditional, and email as well, the telemarketing, other media, billboards, highway, public transportation, and public space, video, audio tape, and CD, of course. These are some of the traditional market venues that we can promote our business. Now, let's talk about 7 keys of small business marketing. For example, focus on target market, meaning who is your target market? Who are you trying to sell? Don't go out of your way, try to target the entire world, because that's unrealistic. Also, get in sync with your customers, meaning what is it that they're seeking, what is it that they want and or like. Also, develop unique selling propositions, meaning how are you going to sell your product and or service. Remember existing customers. Now, by evolving your marketing plan and changing the way you're going to sell things, don't forget about your existing customers. They're your primary customers. Now, move customers to action. Interact with them. Have them fill out your feedback requests, forms. How is it that they like? Also, finish the sale. Plan and measure the results, meaning that way you can see how is it that you do on your marketing plan. First key to small business marketing success. Recognize that not everyone is your potential customer and focus on those that are. Again, don't go out of your way and try to gather customers that you're not trying to attain them. Meaning, focus on your current customers. Who are they? Who are you particularly trying to sell? They're the ones that are going to give you the sales that you need and want. Who are my potential customers? Well, those who have the money, inclination, and the authority to buy what you're selling. In groups of 3, describe different target markets for the following clothing stores: Old Navy, Gap, and Banana Republic. Each one has its own customers or potential target market. For extra credit, what do they all have in common? Do you know? All 3 belong to the same organization, meaning same owner or corporate. Yes, all 3. Second key to small business marketing success, get in sync with your potential and existing customer. Get to know them better. Recognize any generation difference. Push the right buttons, meaning get to know them better, see what is it that they like, what products, what are they seeking. Connect with them. That way you know what is it that they ask. Some things you might like or you think your product or service is good, however, that's not something they're looking for. Although you might think you're doing the best job on that. Get to know your customer better. What's their age, gender, ethnicity? Where do they live? What are they like? What do they do? How much do they make? What do they value? In this manner, you'll be able to know your customer a lot better. Continuing to get to know your customer better. Be more observant. Ask employees to get to know them as well. Get their address. Ask them questions. Talk to them. Survey customers. Form a focus group. Read up on customer segments. Yes, meaning get involved more with your customer. In that manner, you'll be able to know what it is that they're looking for. In that way, you'll be able to sell or offer your product or service that you're seeking. Recognize generational differences. Let's talk about traditionalists. Who are the traditionalists? They were born between the 1900 to 1945. Also, baby boomers. Baby boomers were born between 1946 through 1964. Also, Generation Xers, who were born between 1965 and 1980. Now the millennials, those were born between 1981 up to 2000. Can you think of an example for each one? Yes, for example, the baby boomers will be example, Bill Clinton. Generation Xers, J-Lo, perhaps a millennial, Ashton Kutcher, the actor. Moving forward, traditionalists, they may have physical impediments. They tend to accumulate items, are concerned about their personal safety and security, tend to value conscious, are more socially conservative. Remember, they were born between 1900 and 1945. Therefore, they tend to be this way. The baby boomers, they're more concerned with time, nostalgia, looking younger, lifelong learning, also more concerned for social issues. Again, this type of individuals, baby boomers, that were born from 1946 post-war to 1964. Now, let's talk about Generation Xers, where traditional seen as sluggish, like they're more relaxed, not really caring too much. However, now they're seen much more focused as adults, as they grow up, are generally more skeptical and distrustful. Also, are more self-reliant and resourceful. Let's move forward. Now let's talk about millennials. Who are the millennials? They're the cool, the credible, the convenience, and cost. They're perceived that way. Why? Because they're always looking for the new trend. They're always trying to find out what's new, what makes them look cool or nice. Credible because they happen to be a little more educated than their previous groups of people. Yes, they attended more college, more into new things, reading and staying informed, up to date. Convenient, yes, they're trying to search for things that are more convenient instead of having a longer time. They want it a little faster. Also cost, yes, they're more concerned, like also will go for price sensitive in that manner. They like the Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those new applications coming up or that are already out there. They tend to be on them a little more frequent than the previous eras. Now, push the right buttons. Things they value time, they value family and quality. Also, how do they want or do not want to feel? They want to feel secure, they want to feel happy or attractive, or they don't. Those are things to ask yourself. In that way, you can push the right buttons. Now, let's continue. Third key to small business marketing success. Develop your unique selling proposition. Is that one thing that makes your offer different from those of your competitors? For example, they're selling oranges, you want to sell apples. Why? Because you know the customer wants apples. That's one example. Now, let's talk about some unique selling propositions. Save money, live better. Do you know who that is? That is Walmart. It is telling you low prices. Also, better ingredients, better pizza. Do you know who that is? That is Papa John's. And what that's saying? It is saying quality. Also, everywhere you want to be. Who is that? That is Visa, showing convenience. Also, when it absolutely, positively has to be there overnight. Who is that? Federal Express, and it shows you reliability. Now, moving forward, let's talk about the fourth key to small business market success. Do not lose sight of your existing customer. Like previously mentioned. Why? Because existing customers are your best customers. Why? Because you already have them. You don't have to go out there and look for them. Also, you get more sales out of your existing customer. Why? Because you're going to spend more time, effort, and money in trying to acquire new customers while you already have your customer here. You can get more sales out of them. Also, reward your customer loyalty, meaning they're frequent, or they come to you often, reward them, develop some sort of loyalty program. Now, existing customers are your best customers. Why, you may ask? Because they already know you exist. They already know where to find you. They already know what you're selling. They already have experience with your product or service. Therefore, they are your best customers. You should focus on your existing customers. Now, get more sales out of your existing customers by increasing purchase frequency and increased size of purchase. How? By upselling, cross-selling, or bulk selling. How is that? Upselling, increasing the amount of products or services. Cross-selling by varied products or services that you offer, or bulk selling by a big amount or quantity of them. Now let's move forward and talk about the fifth key to small business marketing success. Move your customer to action. How is that? Talk about AIDA. A-I-D-A. A for awareness, I for interest, D for desire, and A for action. Awareness. Have your customer awareness about you, about your brand, about your company. Interest. Develop that interest to them. Also, the desire for them to buy. In that way, the A for action, they will move to action. They will move to go and buy and get a service or product off of you. The 4 steps to winning market message is the header, which interrupts, meaning you're in your way and all of a sudden it interrupts you. Like, wait a minute. Also, the subheader. The subheader will engage you, something that interests them or something that interests you, you being the customer. Also, the body. It means the body of the context. It will educate you, meaning it will explain in detail about the product or service that you're offering. Call to action is mean the offer. What are you offering? How are you trying to get them, for them to come and buy to your small business, in this way, the product or service. Now, let's talk about interrupt them header. You have 1.56 seconds to interrupt them from alpha to beta mode, meaning from them being on their way, for you to interrupt them and have them follow you to what is it that you're trying to sell them. Push your hot buttons, meaning approach them in different ways. Use odd numbers to validate. In that way, you have them thinking and like, oh, okay. Pictures and mental imagery help make an emotional connection. In that way, they can relate it and visualize it. Now, let's talk about some killer headlines. For example, 5 ways even good lawyers steal from their clients. Or, free book tells you 21 secrets to better lawn care. Or, how to get rid of your wife for 3 to 4 days. Besides that, how to spot an honest auto mechanic. Or, play guitar in 7 days or your money back. Besides that, for the woman who is older than she looks. And 7 ways to stop a headache without drugs. These are definitely some killer headlines that would attract you, stop you in your rails, and be like, oh, okay, this seems interesting. You might be able to, pick it up and buy it. Now, engage them subheader. For example, could be the headline, but usually longer. Promises that if they continue to read, what they will find is not like anything they have seen before. Continue to push those hot buttons. Where it mentioned the headlines, yes, it will stop you and be like, oh, it must seem interesting. Therefore, in the subheader, you need to continue and try to keep them engaged. Now, educate them, the body, meaning context, the main text. Provide them with information that will help them make their own best decision. Have your customer speak for you. Provide customers the opportunity to learn something new. Avoid fluff, hype, or generalities. Pictures and mental imagery help them make an emotional connection. In that way, they will feel more engaged and more able to go into action or purchase that product. Offer call to action. Lead with benefits, follow up with features, give them a reason to believe. Make them your offer in a subtle, low-pressure way. Call them to act today. Visit today. Bring a friend and receive a discount. Offer more information such as a free report, a free sample. As a recorded message, refer to a website for those that aren't ready. Continue to push those hot buttons. This is a slide with a message advertising the 225 full-time and part-time job opportunities available in customer service, marketing, and collections. If you are someone you know are looking for a job or a better job, join us. Customer contact, industry job fair, and it shows you the time and date and place. This would be an example of how to engage and connect with the customer and attract them and then move them into an action. Now let's talk about the 6 key to small business marketing success. Make your customers an offer they cannot refuse. Special offer. Make your customers an offer they cannot refuse. Guarantees and risk reversal. Anticipate the reasons why they may not want to do business with you. Put your risk reversal up front and make it a condition of doing business. Place an added value to your product or service. For example, newsletter, good instructions, etc. Therefore, guarantees and risk reversal. The 7 key to small business marketing success is always plan and measure your results. Yes, measure. Developing the plan. Your unique selling proposition. Your objectives, hot buttons, marketing mix, budget allocation, and schedule. All this you need to plan it beforehand. We already talked about some of the unique selling propositions, about objectives, what is it that you're trying to accomplish, hot buttons, what is it that your customer, how can you engage him and make them into action. Marketing mix, remember your 4 Ps, your plan, product, promotion, and price. Budget allocation and schedule, all that is very important. Objectives will be, make sure you have them relevant, measurable, and realistic. That way they're attainable. That way you can measure them and attain them in a timely manner. And they're not unrealistic. For example, trying to target to the entire world. Well, that's kind of difficult. Therefore, you need to segment and who is going to be your market. That way you can have relevant, measurable, and realistic. Let's talk about the marketing mix. You have your customer. How is it you're going to sell them? Personal selling, word of mouth, publicity, direct mail, internet, social media. Remember, there are multiple ways in how you can target your customer and connect with them. Personal selling, for example, you should always be selling your business. Develop a professional looking business cards. Always keep business cards with you. That way, in any situation, it doesn't have to be a way for you trying to promote in a mall or whatnot. All of a sudden, oh, hey, how you doing? Here's my business card. And it's always available. Develop a 20-word spiel or the elevator talk they mentioned it. In that way, you can engage them. Remember, engage them. That way, they have awareness, interest, and move them into action. Continue with personal selling. You're more likely to employ personnel selling as a concerted effort when you have fewer customers with higher average ticket sales. For example, develop and nurture referral sources. Qualify your customers beforehand. Talk about the benefits. Leave information behind, such as free report, free sample. Refer to website for those that aren't already. Word of mouth. Word of mouth is something has to trigger it. Signation location, paying advertising publicly. That way, you see it, go ahead and engage with it. Word of mouth. Target the influencers. Presentations to groups and organizations. Personal selling to influential figures. In this way, your word of mouth will be greater and have a greater impact for a greater audience. Publicity, free media coverage, ribbon cutting, success story, new concept, community impact, expert advice, partner with a nonprofit. This way you have publicity, exposure. Direct mail, well, cost per contact is higher, so make sure you can target your customers as well. Send them something they will keep and use. Make sure the marketing pieces is well thought out and looks great. Lumpy mail works best. Measure your results. Find creative ways to measure the results. Invest in media for which it is easier to track success. Track the results of each activity. Modify your plan as needed. In this manner, you're able to see how are you progressing or how are you changing. Remember, it has to be realistic, attainable, and measurable. In that way, your objectives can be accomplished. This is an example of the schedule, student recruitment. 2015, first quarter, had tactics, the months coming up. Has a website, brochures, newsletter, press releases, radio and TV shows, community events, open house, direct mail, newspaper, and radio ads. This shows an example of a schedule of how you can target or what activities can you include per month. In summary, recognize that not everyone is your potential customer and focus on those that are. Why? Because they already know what you sell, what you offer, your quality. Therefore, you don't need to spend more time in trying to accrue new customers. Recognize those customers that you already have. Get in sync with your customers. That way, you know what is it that they're looking for. And that way, they can provide feedback on what they want from you. Develop your unique selling propositions. We mentioned it before. What is it that you're going to do different? How are you going to sell different to them than your competitors? Also, don't lose sight of your existing customers. Why? Because they're already there. Offer some loyalty cards, some loyalty programs. There are multiple ways you can use. Also, move your customers to action. Meaning, use AIDA. Develop their awareness, interest, and get them into action. Make your customers an offer they can refuse. That way, they'll continue to stay with you. And last but not least, plan and measure your results. Remember, have them realistic, attainable, and measurable. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you find it interesting. This is core module number 7, Small Business Marketing. I hope you find it helpful, and if you require more information, please contact us at vboc@utrgb.edu. Thank you, have a great day.